Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a Muffins milker stall two ways. One with the Avisitter and one with the built-in scripts that already come with the stall. So first I'm going to start with the one that comes already pre-installed in the stall. So the first thing I always do when I'm making a stall that's going to be kind of more modern and less bondage is to strip down the stall. So what I've taken apart so far is I've taken off the frame, I've taken off the ground, I've taken off the feed, I've taken off both pumps. Do not fret, it will still work without having these two pump things. This is just where the particles are going to go. And I do not like particles on like chairs. I've taken off all of the indicators, and I've taken off the leash ring as well. Now, for these, I have also changed the particles for inside the, so that the seed doesn't show that particle, because you can't get rid of the seed gray thing, because that's where the text shows as well. So all I did was go into the settings here, or the contents, and I went down to pump control. And then if you look at line 26, I believe it is, it says string texture. And then this would be the default particle texture. So I've already changed this texture, but you can find a similar one in your inventory probably somewhere. So I'm just going to look for transparent, and there's mine right here. Mine's the default transparent texture. And I'm going to right click and use copy asset UID and paste that in there. This is already this texture. It's completely transparent. You'll never see that line again. And then you hit save. So this is now what I have for my stall. It's just this. So I have the farmhand button. It has to be named this if you're going to change it to something else. It has to be farmhand, all in lowercase, and button with a B capitalized. I have the farmhand button. I have the breed control. Note that there is a little dash here if you're going to rename it something, this something. I have the pump seed. This is what's going to show all of the information for the pump. I have the breed display still. I have the milk display, and I have the main prim. I did not make any of these prims. I had just pulled them off the stall. I did not unlink and relink either. I just unlinked what I did not want. So I'm going to now pick my animations. I've already picked these out, but I'll show you how I did it. So this is an Avisitter chair. So if you go into the contents, you'll see all the animations here. If you go to this one right here, and it says AV pose, you can see which pose in the chair relates to what animation. So I had just chosen, if I go to single, and I use chat 1, I'm just going to go Control F, chat 1, and search, and then, not this one, but search up. There it is. It says pose converse 2-F1. So I'm just going to go over here and converse 2-1. This is a different animation, so make sure you grab the one that you want. So I could just grab that out, and then I had put it in a folder someplace. And then I had also picked out the couples pose that I'm going to use as a breeding pose the same way. So the next step is to descript your chair. So I just go from the top all the way down. You don't need any of the animations either, because I'm just going to use these 3 and delete it. So now I'm going to position the chair and the milker stall, and I like having my main prim of my milker kind of like in the middle of the chair. That's just because I'm like doing that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So you're going to click on your prop first, and then your stall. And then you can link them together. Make sure that you do not have edit linked on, though, because it won't work right if you do that. So your chair first, hold down shift, click on the milker stall, and then click link. Now you should see that the main prim of the milker stall is now the main prim of both the chair and the stall. So next we have to set up the animations. So I have clicked all of my animations here, the 3, because I'm not going to have a breed stand for the bowl. Because I have no consent dairy, that animation rarely plays, so I just don't have one on there. So I'm going to go ahead and slap that in there. And now you see that they're in the contents of the stall. So you're going to go down here to settings, and now you can see all of these. So the first one is the livestock animation. This is the animation that the livestock will always default to when they're milking. So I'm going to go over here to Converse 2, and I'm going to Properties. I'm going to copy these, and I'm going to change just the name, nothing else. And then for the breeding, I had picked out these 2 here, which is going to be really adorable, like head patting pose. So I'm going to go look into your eyes, F, I'm going to click that one, and it has to be exactly. So that's why I like to just copy and paste to make sure that it's exactly the same. So that's going to be the livestock breeding pose. So this is what the cow is going to be in when they're breeding. And then for the male, I'm going to do the same thing. So this breeding standing animation, this is the pre-breeding animation for the males. So if you have a consent dairy on, this is what they will be standing like when you wait for the cow to accept the breeding proposal. So this could be anywhere from standing on the side, sitting down. I just like having them both the same because, as I said before, I have a no consent dairy. So I'm just going to change them both the same. And I'm going to save it because I'm a compulsive saver. So now all you need, I just collapsed that so I can grab it again. So now I just need to add in my dairy code. Save. And then you can see that it says it's killer milk. It's all idle. It's fun. And then I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to the Find Prime button. I'm going to go to Animation. And I'm going to reload the note card. If you do not reload the note card, it's not going to notice that you changed anything. It's just going to default back to the regular standing animations. And those look awkward on a chair. So you wait till it says animation's loaded. You can sit on her. It takes a hot second here. If you notice that it's not doing anything here, like I'm sitting on it and it's not working, pick it up. Take it. Press it back down. Make sure you have the right one. You see if I have a couple of them, they're not always the right one. So once you see the micro active, animations have loaded again, go ahead and enter your code. And then it should work again. When in doubt, try not to reset the scripts, just repress it. It works 9 times out of 10. So now you can see that she is milking now. Now I'm going to fix the animations. So from, this angle looks fine, but here you can see she's floating. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to the farmhand button, animations, and then I'm going to click the livestock position. There's only one livestock animation, so I don't have to really worry about that. But if you had multiple, you'll have to change the animations and poses. So I'm going to go to number 2, livestock position. And I'm going to position her using these. And if this is not going fast enough for you, you can cycle through this button, and it will just make it a little bit faster. That's a little bit too much, so I'm going to go up a bit. Perfect. That's good. So you can, look, make sure she's not clipping into because she's clipping in the couch there, so I can bring her forward. You can be as precise as you want with this. Since I'm just going to use this as a demo, I'm not going to be too precise with the clipping. And every avatar is a little bit different, and my female is typically a little bit shorter than other females, so you might want to leave a little bit of room for that. So I'm going to go ahead, on Firestorm you can highlight these, and then you can copy them as well. So I'm going to highlight and copy those, or write them down someplace. I'm going to go into the settings card, and then right here between the two colons, I'm going to paste it. You have to make sure that it is the name of the animation, 2 colons, the position that you have just made, 2 colons, and this number here is the rotation. So in case that your animation is backwards or upside down or anything like that, you can fix the rotation as well. And you can do that in the pop-up just by clicking rotation. It'll flop you back to the rotation. However, make sure that it never says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1 always has to be 1, or else it's going to flip out. Take it from me. I've done it many times and did not realize it. So that's going to be my milking animation. So I'm going to save that again, because I'm a compulsive saver, and it helps sometimes. So now I'm going to need a breeder. So I have Izanagi over here. So I'm just going to pull him up. I'm going to have him sit down. And now he is floating up in the air because we have not positioned those. So we're going to come back here onto whoever's making it. Farmhand button, animations. This time I'm going to start with the breeder position, only because I know he's a little bit easier to position. So I'm going to break him down a lot. To bring him forward as well. And these are just rough, because I'm, again, not going to use this chair after the tutorial. And then I'm going to put this both as a standing animation and the breeding animation. But if you have a breeding animation, a consent stop, I'm going to go ahead and put these on both of the standing and the breeding animation. But if you have the consent dairy, you'll get a little bit of time to fix whatever your standing animation is. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to close this and do the same thing, but this time it's going to be for the livestock position. And I know she's going to have to come down pretty far, so I'm just going to go ahead and use big jumps here. And I'm going to position her how I want her. Good enough. It's a cute little pet. Then I'm going to copy the position and add it into here. Make sure you do not accidentally delete a colon, because it needs both. And then I'm just going to save that one more time. And then I'm going to stand up here, and I'm going to go to Farmhand button, animation, reload the note card. Once the animations have loaded, and that's pretty much it. Next, we'll tackle the owl sitters. They're a little bit easier, but they have a couple cons as well. I'll see you then.